Okay, here are some examples of taken right from your homework, and we ran out of time on Thursday to try to do some examples, and I wanted you to try some of these questions to see if you could apply Ohm's law. And I'm just making some of these videos to help you out, again, because we just didn't get a chance to get into a lot of these questions. So I'm hoping that if you're having problems that these videos will help. Let's take a look at the first question from your homework. How much current is in a circuit that includes a 9-volt battery and a bulb with a resistance of 3 ohms? So I guess the first thing is we've got some information here that we need to be aware of. So there's a 9-volt battery and there's resistance. Now, if you recall, the equation for Ohm's law that we had was voltage equals current times resistance. And then we also came up with the triangle, which was V, I, R. We can draw it like that. Beautiful. All right. And then you know how this works. We could then go ahead and cover up one of these. And if we cover up the V, and we can see that, well, if we cover up the V, it's going to be I times R. Or if we want to solve for current, which is going to be I know it's weird, but if we're solving for current, we can cover up the I, and the equation to solve for I is going to be voltage divided by resistance. And we can do the same thing for resistance as well. If we want to solve for resistance, we just basically cover up the R, and now we're left with voltage divided by current. So that's how it works. Very similar to what we've been doing with previous equations around power. Now, let's take a look at what we've got. So again, we've got a 9-volt battery, and we've got a bulb with a resistance of 3 ohms. And in fact, if you read the question carefully, you can see that it even tells you what we're trying to solve for. It's asking for how much current. And again, that involves us taking a look at what this is, I. I is current. So if we're covering I up, we can see that it is going to be I equals voltage divided by resistance. And let's go with voltage divided by resistance. And that is the first step. What's the equation going to be that we're going to be using? That's it right there. Now we just plug in the values. And let's take a look and just getting it. I know this is a fairly simple first example, but we want to get into good practice here. We want to take a look at the units and the numbers as well, obviously. So our voltage is going to be 9 volts, and it's going to be divided by 3 ohms. We want to make sure that we're really aware of the units, because again, if we were dealing with millivolts or some other type of different unit, we're going to need to convert it. But as we discussed back on Thursday, as long as the voltage is in volts and resistance is in ohms, we're good to go, and we are. So do the math. 9 divided by 3, and that should give us 3. And again, do not forget your units, and that's going to be 3 amps. And that's how much current is in this circuit, and we just used Ohm's law. That's the first example.